I've just decided that you guys are a little twisted inside.
Oh!
A little sickly. Where are you going? The video just started. These facts are some of the grossest on the internet, and you guys love them for some reason. Oh, look at your shirt.
Hello, also. Hi.
Welcome,
I know
wife.
I just like dipped out at the beginning, but watching him drink his Red Bull reminded me that I had a Red Bull, and I was like, nectar of the gods, here I come.
This guy's disgusting. I don't know what we're doing though. I don't know what this is. I see a carcass. I'm not even surprised anymore.
It's called Why You Should Avoid Dead Elephants. It's from
Dope.
Casual Geographic.
What I'm really looking forward from Casual Geographic, if you guys haven't seen it, is there was an anglerfish that was on the shore of like California or something like
San
that.
Diego!
Like eating a salad or some shit in somebody's living room. I don't know. If you guys haven't seen that shit, I hope he does a video about that. But yeah, let's check out the carcasses of elephants. We saw elephants at the Atlanta Zoo.
They were not carcasses.
No, they were very much alive. And they were actually deep cleaning the enclosure.
Yeah, so we didn't get to see them for realsies.
Yeah, we saw them like inside in a giant pen waving at people and stuff.
Being real nosy.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, let's check out the carcasses. It's gonna be gross, so.
If you can't see it in 3 seconds, you're already dead.
What do you mean?
I'm not looking at
What
it.
is it?
Alright, time's up. Did you find it?
No.
Oh, not the lion.
No.
I meant the hyena inside.
Oh.
So what a lot of
Ah.
people don't realize is that lions actually steal from hyenas more than hyenas do to them. And lions hate hyenas so much that males will chase them down, snap their spines to paralyze them, and then just leave them to die.
Don't
In
even
return, hyenas turn any lion cubs they find into chalk outlines. Lions and
Okay.
hyenas are like a Mormon couple before marriage. They do not with each other. So when one hyena was feeding on an elephant corpse and 7 male lions pulled up, he did the only thing you can really do. The hyena buried itself inside the dead elephant's rotting carcass with 7 of its ops just inches away. And it hid there while the lions ate.
Did
and
it
when the
work?
lions weren't looking, the hyena made a break for it as the lions chased him and
He
made a break
ran.
for his neck. Even though it was 1-on-7, the hyena managed to escape and hand the entire team.
That's
But if you're
fucking
from
cool.
Detroit,
That's
nothing
dope.
new.
He rolled a 20 for his stealth.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
dude, he was really. So, you know, it's one of those learned things that you see in the animal kingdom that you know how brutal it really is. Like
Yeah.
the ones that figure it out get to survive, and the ones that don't really will be messed up.
Right.
Yeah, he pulled an Anakin like immediately. I think that's the guy who did it, right? Anakin. I think the guy who hid in the carcass in the Star Wars movie. Whatever.
That was Han Solo, I think. Or maybe it was Luke Skywalker.
one of the 3.
I don't think it was Anakin. Anakin's the one who murdered the babies.
Ah, that's right. That's how I know him.
Probably better off knowing. The most dangerous time to be around a pride of lions is during a storm, since lions are more likely to hunt when it's darker out. Lions are basically serial killers with night vision, and they know it gives them an advantage, so as ambush hunters, they'd much rather try to catch a body when they know they have the cover of darkness to hide under.
To be fair, that's
On a
cool.
similar note, man-eating lions are really, really, really rare.
Right.
But a lion's most likely to turn you into a news article after a full moon, because that's when they're typically at their hungriest.
Oh.
Because the light of the full moon eliminates
Right,
their
that
element
makes
of
a lot
surprise,
of
they
sense.
experience a lower hunting success.
Oh,
'Cause you can see it's so bright.
Oh,
Attacks
yeah.
when took place after a full moon when they're at their most desperate.
That makes sense.
Lions are typically more selfish than tigers. Because where tigers in the wild are often more willing to share if 2 of them come across a meal, lions are much more cutthroat and will occasionally even snatch leftovers from cubs. Male lions don't always have
Not the
manes, but
babies.
sometimes females do. In 2016, researchers observed 5 lionesses
Oh,
that grew manes
look.
and started acting like males, even
That's
going as far as to
fucking
start
cool.
mounting other females. They would also frequently roar and mark their territory, 2 things that are more
Okay.
associated with lions rather than lionesses.
Huh.
And the reason was believed to be because of hormonal defects causing excessive levels of testosterone in the females. Oftentimes
Okay.
after a successful hunt, lions will leave the immediate area to give their prey a chance to let their guard down again, which increases their success rate for the next hunt.
That's really fucking smart.
Yeah, that was intense.
Researchers tracking African lions noticed that more than 80% of the time, the lions would travel more than 3 miles from the kill site. Basically, lions give their
3
victims time
miles?
to process and recover from the trauma just to give it to them again.
That's
Now
fucked up.
that's tough. Here's the biggest
Psychological
lie you've been
warfare,
told
man.
about lions.
Real quick.
But just
Yeah.
to give
He
it to
said,
them
shout
again.
out to Tearzu.
Oh, nice.
2 of our favorite creators.
They should have a hair off. Hair war. So I can see
What do you think
underneath
his
that
hair, I was
hat.
gonna say, what do you think his hair looks like?
I think he's got like lines going down the sides,
You-
like a fucked up avatar.
Now that's tough. Here's the biggest lie you've been told about lions.
Oh my god.
The king of the jungle is really a queen. Because a lion pride is actually led by females,
Yeah.
not the male.
It's a
Lionesses are the
matriarchy.
ones that own a territory and will defend it together, while males typically leave after 2 to 3 years. Which means the females are the landlords while the males are just on leases.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that lease gets canceled along with the male. Because sometimes lionesses will gang up on elderly males and end both their time as leader and time
Hey,
on
man,
Earth if
it's
they
time
feel
for
like
you
they're
to
unfit be
go.
the pride. This male was
Maybe humans. could take a hint from that.
Is this where they bite his balls? Is this the cliff? Is this like the cliff?
I hope not. What?
Jumped out by at least 10 of his women with what had to be considered homicidal intent. Safari workers did break it up with a fire extinguisher, but they were 100% going for blood.
Why?
It doesn't get any better in zoos. In fact, sometimes it's worse.
Oh,
in
was it a
2018,
zoo?
a lioness named Zuri murdered the father of her 3 cubs, and zookeepers never really figured out why. When Lion King had Nala put Simba on his back, they weren't too far off. Lionesses are all a sisterhood, and they'll even get pregnant and give birth around the same time just so they can take turns babysitting each other's kids.
That's
But it also
so
means
cute.
if you mess around and piss one sister off, you'll have to see them all. Moral of this video,
help me.
turns out we've been spelling it wrong. It's actually Lion King, because Simba acting like he ran the show was nothing but cat. Did you know
That was
lions are
good.
kind of
That was
racist?
actually a good joke.
Lions with darker manes are considered more attractive in lion society. It's because darker manes correlate to higher levels of testosterone and better overall health.
Okay.
Basically, lion beauty standards mean Scar would have
Scar?
done more than he would know.
I was gonna say Scar would
And
have
according to research
been
done in
killing
South
it then.
Africa, lions with black manes reportedly healed better from injuries and survived longer than lighter manes.
Wow.
Weird.
Yeah,
okay.
they got that part right. But it also means blonde and light maned lions get screwed. Actually, they don't, and that's the problem. Lighter manes are less attractive to females, meaning it nerfs their chances of having cubs of their own.
Exactly.
And because higher testosterone makes better fighters, light manes are more likely to get bodied and vibe checked by darker manes. But dark manes don't got it easy either. Long dark hair might attract more females, but it also
Exactly,
attracts
but it stands
more heat to
out,
the lion.
right?
Yeah.
Which is why lions with black manes are more likely to have defective sperm. Remember, the reason most animals have their baby factory hanging outside is because too much heat can
Exactly.
So because nature's a sick joke, the same thing that helps the lion get laid can also be the same reason they can't have cubs.
What the fuck?
Exactly.
To see, but there's a chance nothing will grow. The more you know.
You know, so it's always interesting because I never thought about the fact that I've seen a lot of lions drawn with like tan manes or like manes that off color slightly from it, but not completely black. That's
Right.
actually pretty rare to see that like in drawings.
Yeah.
Just because like aesthetically pleasing, you know.
Right.
But like in reality, the dark ones would be the more likely to what?
Also, shouldn't it be like camouflage or something while they're hunting at night? Maybe not, because the rest of their body's like super light.
Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I think when it's like pitch black out, it doesn't really matter much what kind of tan you are, you know.
No, I'm saying for the black ones.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But only like that part of them is camouflage.
And then the rest
of
is
it
like
like a
it's
beacon.
a big ass halo. Yeah, I can kind of see it. That's fucked up, is what I'm saying.
Here's why trusting this monkey can get you murdered.
Okay.
This is a yellow baboon, and he's probably the biggest sellout.
He looks
in nature.
cool, I guess.
Baboons have these alarm calls they'll make to warn others of danger. So if one baboon sees like a lion, it'll make the call, and all the others will rush into the safety of the trees. And it turns out other animals like the antelope and the kudu have actually figured out the baboon's alarm system. So whenever they hear it and see the monkeys climbing into the trees, they take that as a sign to peace out too.
That's
Now
smart.
there's 2 problems with this.
Yeah, what is it?
Baboons know that the antelope rely on them to not get killed, but they also know that the safest lion is one that's already been fed. So now these baboons will play lookout, but instead of warning the others when they see lions hunting, not only will they stay quiet, but sometimes they'll even leave the tree and wander on the ground like nothing's wrong.
What?
That makes the antelope think they're safe. That's how they end up on Mufasa's milk bread. And just to make it worse, sometimes the baboons will actually sit and watch the animals that thought they can trust them fall into the trap and get hunted down. And as long as they keep sacrificing other animals, the baboons know the lions will come after them. It's like
Wow, it's really like Game of Thrones out here. What?
That's twisted. That is twisted.
What?
He said, now hold up. You know that call we make, they hear that shit too. And now
Oh my
everybody's in
God.
danger. That's funny. What a turncoat. An actual real life turncoat.
It's supposed to be solidarity, and they said no solidarity here, nigga.
That's
up and going you when the
crazy.
police show up so you don't end up in cuffs. And since baboons historically hate big cats like lions and leopards, to the point where they'll kidnap and abort cubs because they're afraid of what they'll grow into, it's literally the animal version of working with the feds.
Yeah.
Moral of this video. Y'all called him a rat when you really could have just called him a baboon.
Baboon,
Which is why this lion is
yeah.
terrified, and you should be too. He's being chased by a herd
Yep.
of Cape buffalo.
There it is.
They can weigh 1,300 pounds, they delete about 200 people a year, and they're so homicidal they've been nicknamed Black Death. They also travel in hoods of up to 200. I
Yep.
want you to remember that number. And that's because Cape buffalo are one of the very
Look.
few animals
Yoink.
that will actively seek revenge on others. When a Cape buffalo is wounded by a hunter, its first response is to retreat and hide in tall grasses or brush. If you're dumb enough to follow it, then 1,300 pounds of malicious intent will ambush you and knock you to the ground. Then they'll back up and then they just wait. Because if you manage to get back on your feet, then this Black Air Force Oppa will charge and gore you again. And they'll keep this up until you just stop moving. It
How
gets
many
really
times
bad
will
when
you
you
get
piss off a whole herd.
perforated?
Because then they'll form a circle around you and completely erase the option
Chill.
of
We
escape.
waiting here
They'll
all
keep you in
night.
that circle until one sees an opening and attempts to impale you. And the same rules apply. If you're still moving, then their job's not finished until you are.
This is just so
Which is why one of the
messed
most vicious animals you can hunt is an African cow from the trenches.
Yep.
Which is why it has another nickname, Widowmaker. Because the fastest way to get out of a marriage is to tell your husband to go hunt one in the morning, because then you'll go to bed one human being lighter and one life insurance
And
policy
it's really
richer.
messing
this
him
man
up.
was Joe Exotic before Joe Exotic. This
What is the story of Joe Exotic?
I didn't watch the show.
Okay.
So I'm not entirely sure, but I think he owned like a big cat
Like a lion or a tiger?
sanctuary.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But like I hesitate to say sanctuary because apparently I don't think they were kept in very good conditions.
Right, but it was considered a sanctuary by
Yeah.
like, the government.
And then Carol Baskins was like his nemesis.
Okay.
And I think maybe they had rival cat sanctuaries. Anyway,
Good enough.
somebody got accused of murder.
So he's dead.
No, he's not dead. I think he went to jail.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure.
Fair enough.
Something like that, though.
All right.
Mr. Antoine Yates. And in 2001, Yates
Antoine
was 31.
Yates.
He was a construction worker, and he was the owner of an 8-week-old kitten that he kept in his Harlem housing project.
Oh, no.
As a kid, he was obsessed with animals. Sounds familiar. And when he was 3, he got his first pet, which was a hamster. It only escalated from there.
Okay.
Fast forward to 2003, Harlem police were called to his apartment to follow up on a complaint. The complaint being that Yates had a 6-foot pet alligator named Al that
What?
he kept in a tank. But when police used a periscope to look inside his apartment, this is what they saw.
Whoa!
That 8-week-old kitten was actually a Bengal tiger cub that grew into a 450-pound assault weapon. His name was Ming, by the way. Antoine bought him from an animal park and was feeding him with raw chicken that he bought from a supermarket. And people didn't even start finding out about it until Yates went to a hospital with bite and claw marks and tried to say his pet pit bull did it. Here's where the story gets interesting.
Yeah.
Apparently Antoine had roommates in his 5-bedroom apartment that at first didn't know they were also rooming with a whole
No.
tiger. One woman said she was terrified at first, but eventually got used to having her life in danger every time she came home from work. When Yates eventually got busted, his mom got charged as well. Why? Well, it turns out she had been babysitting in the apartment at the same time that Shere Khan was still a tenant. And when his neighbors were questioned, they said he had had bear cubs, rabbits, monkeys, hyenas, snakes, one
What?
llama, weird that he only had one, and even a lion cub. Remember, this started with a fucking hamster. The tiger was tranquilized and sent to Noah's Lost Ark in Ohio. Where he lived
Okay.
until 2019.
Nice!
And Yates went on to sue the state of New York for the loss of his pets, only for a judge to curse him out of court. Moral of the story, no matter what Florida does, New York is never too far behind.
Honestly,
All
it's
right. I'm glad nobody got eaten in that story.
I know. I was very concerned.
Casual Geographic, you know, bodies is getting had.
Honestly.
But I also, I'm glad he's out, and I'm glad Ming had a good life. You know, very terrified for the people that lived in that apartment. with
Awful.
him.
Why would you live there?
That's a terrible situation. That's awful. But
How cheap could the rent have been?
it probably, they said, dude, I can't afford to move. This fucking tiger sitting right there, watching me eat cereal and
Imagine trying to not pay rent.
shit. Ming sitting there on the couch. Oh, God. All right.
Do this one last time and then I will never speak about this again. The Black Panther, not an animal. Like, it ain't real. Because panther can be any one of these right here.
Oh.
Like
The word
dragon.
panther refers to panthera, which is a starting lineup of cats that includes
Boom.
lions, tigers, jaguars, leopards, and snow leopards.
Oh my.
You good so far? So technically, any one of these cats can be called a panther. Now, black panther is just a word for any one of these cats that has a mutation that causes melanism, but it only affects 2 of them. So when you say black panther, you're really
That
just
looks
talking
really
about
cool.
a dark-skinned leopard or jaguar. And it's
Got
probably
it.
a jaguar. Because the gene
but
that
he
causes
looks
these
really
charcoal
cool.
cats is dominant in jaguars but recessive in leopards. But technically, if a lion, tiger, or snow leopard got this mutation and
That's
came out
sick.
black, we would be able to call them black panthers too. Because I already know I'm finna get that one smart-ass comment. Yes, some people call this a panther. But mountain lions aren't part of the panther
No, they're
genus. In
not.
fact, they don't even qualify as big cats. Cougars are actually closer to your pet cat than they are to lions or
That's
tigers.
true.
Okay,
So
then.
yeah,
Yeah,
what you
that's
call a
true.
black panther is really just an emo jaguar. And if you're close enough, you'll see that even though they're black, they still have the same spot patterns that the normal ones have.
Yeah.
If you're close enough to see that, you're probably going to see nothing but black next. I'm actually glad you said that because fun fact, pink panthers do exist.
Show me.
This leopard has a super rare mutation that
He's
causes
not
the coat to
pink.
appear strawberry flavored instead of the normal brownish orange. or
Actually,
black
it
spots.
kind of is.
He's
Remember
not
the rule.
pink.
If it's any one of these cats, it can be called a panther.
It's a panther.
Now, this pink
Yeah.
panther has a mutation called erythrism. And because it's so rare, we don't really know that much about it, but it's believed that it causes the body to produce extra red or pink pigments.
See, when it sits there like that, you can see the red for sure. You can go, pink.
I'm
but then when
looking
you
for Pepto-Bismol.
But when you put it next to the other one that's tan, it does look pretty pink. Pinkish red. Also, I knew the thing about jaguars and that they were jaguars. I've always known that they were jaguars.
Okay, so I did not know for the longest time that jaguars were not black. I always thought leopards had spots, but jaguars were black.
Right. Okay.
That is what I thought. For the longest, it took me so long to figure out that jaguars are not supposed to just be straight black.
But what I didn't know is that panthers are all of them.
I didn't know that.
And I never questioned what a panther was.
No, panthers are the black ones.
But if you said panther, I'd be like, big cat. Yeah. Jaguar, I think, black thing. But I didn't know jaguars weren't not black.
I thought jaguars and panthers were the same thing.
Right.
And I thought they were both black.
Yeah, I think that's fair. That's a fair misconception. Whenever you see jaguar, it's the black thing in the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they have like leopard. And then that thing's got like some spots. Yep. And they go leopard, not cheetah. And then that's how they delve.
Leopards and cheetahs, I think, don't even live in the same place.
Not even the same place. Don't sound the same. Don't look the same. Don't do the same thing.
Cheetahs are also, I think, not included in the big cat category.
Not big cats. Yeah, they're like big rodents. No? Okay, let's go.
This also happens in animals like raccoons and coyotes.
That's pink.
An animal like
that's pink.
Red or pink pigments. This also happens.
Okay, see, that's a good argument for a trash panda. That's adorable.
That's so
animals
cute.
Like
so what you're saying is you just don't like them when they're black. Racist.
They look suspicious.
Racist.
Little grubby hands.
Racist.
That's got like a little imperialist vibe going. That looks like I was trying to rule another
colonizer
country. Give him a little scepter.
Oh, no.
The coyotes. Before an animal like a leopard, whose life literally depends on being able to hide. It's even rare.
That's really
right
good.
There, by the way.
Yeah, that's really good.
Though it doesn't really look pink, but it's like a pinkish hue.
Yeah.
But since leopards qualify as panthers, that's your pink panther right there.
That's so
awesome.
awesome.
We got white panthers too. Like a colonizer's response to Wakanda, but like an actual cat. This lion has a mutation called leucism, which causes partial pigment loss.
Yep.
To be confused with being albino, which is total pigment loss.
Right.
And one last time, because y'all keep making me say it, since they're one of these cats, you can call this a white panther and be factually correct.
Okay.
Then you have this white cougar that was found in a national park in Brazil in 2013.
No.
That's cool.
When I say rare, it was recorded 8 years ago and never seen again.
Wow.
But mountain lions aren't part of the panther genus, so they have to sit at the little cat lunch table with cheetahs, ocelots, bobcats, and even pet cats.
Yep.
The more you know.
That's really cool.
Listen, did you know that a polar bear's skin is black and their fur is...
Yeah, polar bear black skin, got it. Hey, go follow that guy, he's pretty cool. But listen, did you know that lions will roar as a pride to mark their territory? And these roars can last up to 40 seconds and travel
and
for
you
5
taught me
miles.
that,
And
little
since
Mike
they do
man.
it together, cubs will try to join in
I always
even when
forget
they
he has
aren't
a little
old enough
mic.
to roar yet. And it sounds something like this.
Show me.
You did it, bud.
Yeah, you kind of have to have a good day after seeing it.
That's really cute.
Oh,
that was
man.
great. That was so cute.
Excellent. Actually, not as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
No, it really was. It was just full of
Pleasant facts.
Yeah.
It's like he's trying to get a TV show. Which I say, replace the small mic if you get a TV show so we know it's official. Get like a big one that has like Casual Geographic, like CG on it.
Yes.
Like super cheesy. You know what I mean?
I would much rather see Casual Geographic on the Discovery Channel than like Cash Cab.
Yeah.
Not that Cash Cab wasn't great, but also apparently the guy who was in Cash Cab is like, he did something wrong.
Did he?
Maybe sexual assault? It's usually sexual assault.
If it's not sexual assault, I still roll for him. So, Casual Geographic. Robbery. Don't give a shit. Casual Geographic TV show. I'm rooting for it.
Somebody start a petition. What's that website that's so ineffective, but people do it anyway?
Oh, yeah, whatever.
Change.
Yeah, change.org. Yeah, sort of change.org. But yeah, dude, thanks for joining me. My wife's here. We got a couple other vids we're doing today. We'll do a meme compilation for her. I think we'll be back for some Daily Dose of Internet. And we'll see you guys around. Peace.